Hello, every pony, and welcome back to Fandom Fridays, where we proceed to check out all the fanfics that are not pony related. Why? Well, a friend of mine suggested to do a Ava fic, but I didn't have the time to do it this time. Next week, My Hero Academia seems to be the talk of the town. I should know. I went to Anime Mid Atlantic a couple of weeks ago, and a huge majority of the cosplayers were all either My Hero Academia related or somehow actually we're talking about it. My gosh, I've even been able to find it the first these two seasons of season 2 at freaking at Walmart right about now, and I'm this close to getting it. But it's not hard to see why. It acts like Naruto at the same time mixing with superheroes. And we all know that we here around here in the West love superheroes. So, what a great way to mix it up, huh? So, what am I going to do? Crossover with another fandom of mine that I'm a part of. What is that? What am I also a fan of? Well, let's find out. With Number One Hero by Fell Off a Lot. Enjoy. Number One Hero by Fell Off a Lot. That poor boy. It had been a rough day for Isiku and Midoriya. The day he had finally rinsed his 10 months of hell that culminated in All Might bestowing him with his quirk, one for all. And the day he had taken on the UA entrance exam. And the day he failed miserably. So stupid, he thought. How could he possibly think, with no training with a quirk, and no experience in really being a hero to start with, he could get into the most prestigious hero academy in the world? All that time he spent, all that power All Might gave him, had gone completely to waste. He had nobody but himself to blame. Isiku's self-loathing was suddenly interrupted when he was hit by a blast of wind that came from all directions. It wasn't a particularly windy day. As such, he was caught off guard, nearly being knocked off balance. Fortunately, he had just barely managed to catch himself before he tumbled face first to the pavement. When he regained his balance, he sighed, both in relief and frustration. He couldn't even walk on a sidewalk without screwing up, could he? Looking in front of him, he caught sight of what apparently caused his near-fall experience. A tall, bald man wearing a cape and a yellow jumpsuit. The man was looking around confusedly. When he turned, he caught the sight of Izuku. He perked up and yelled out to him, "Hey kid, do you know where I am?" Huh? That was a weird question to ask. Well, we're about 6 blocks from the UA building. Izuku figured that should be enough approximation. Even people who had never been to Japan knew where UA was, after all. UA, huh? Never heard of it. Okay, now that was really weird. This guy was a weird-looking outfit and suddenly appeared in front of Izuku. He didn't know where he was. He didn't know what UA was. It was all kind of suspicious. The cape man placed a finger on his forehead. Can you tell me the way to City D from here? City D? This was getting more confusing by the second. Was City D a foreign face or something? If it was, how does this guy end up in Japan? As Izuku considered the possibility that the man in front of him may or may not be mentally disturbed hobo, the man nodded. Yeah, I was following Genos here, but it looks like I took a wrong turn somewhere, some way. As Izuku pondered how he could possibly take so wrong of a turn, he could possibly end up in a different country. Sounds were interrupted by a loud tearing sound somewhere around 20 feet from him. When Izuku turned to see the source of the sound, the sight shocked him. A large portal, looking like a vortex of both black and purple, was being torn open in the street in front of him by large, scaly claws. As the portal grew larger, a gigantic figure began to step out of it. It resembled a T-Rex with gigantic claws and a more humanoid form, with a light metallic plate over the area where its torso and where its ribcage should be. It stood about 30 feet tall. Distantly, the beast had an orb attached to the end of its tail. It looked like it contained an entire galaxy condensed within it. The orb was shining brightly, and seemingly due to being used in part of that thing's power. Izuku backed up a few feet, while the bald man remained stalwart in place. As Izuku considered his options, the beast began to speak.
You, Kid Baldy, I, Dimensional Dinosaur, had tracked you across time and space. You cannot stop now.
The beast spoke in a deep, growling, booming voice, and above all else, it was loud. As it screamed out, the man yelled jumpsuit.
Now die!
As Izuku remained frozen, the beast, with surprising dexterity, leapt forward, while his arms reared back, ready for a strike. For a brief moment, time seemed to stop. On the one hand, Izuku didn't know anything about this monster that had appeared before him, or its beef with the bald guy. Additionally, if he did rush in to help, there was no guarantee he could even scratch the thing. Even if he could, with no one around to help, the bloodbath from a single punch might be enough to kill Izuku. While on the other hand, that thing was about to attack a guy that was seemingly innocent, even if he wasn't a true hero. Izuku couldn't stand to let someone die, could he? Before his mind could decide what to do, Izuku's body suddenly lost his autopilot for the third time in recent memory. His legs began moving at a lightning pace, and he called out, "Wait! Stop!" The beast paused for a moment.
You want to die, whelp? Then I'll be happy to end you.
Using its other arm, the creature launched an attack at Izuku. He had only a brief moment to think about what to do. A single attack from the dinosaur monster would be likely enough to kill him, if his punch wasn't strong enough, and even if he did manage to kill the thing, the momentum from the arm might end up killing him too, and considered what to do. A dodge, or just attack. Izuku found he didn't need to do either, however, when the beast suddenly disappeared. No, it didn't disappear. It was vaporized. A gigantic blast of wind suddenly blew out in all directions where the monster once stood, and Izuku found himself knocked back onto his clenched buttocks. He blinked a few times, trying to process what had just happened. Then looked around the area. Pieces of dinosaur guts and light green blood was spread around the immediate area, although unfortunately, none of it got on Izuku. A large hole about 20 feet in diameter, Izuku would guess, had suddenly appeared in the building immediately where the monster man once stood. Winners of all, the blonde man stood perfectly still. His fist raised slightly into the air. As it sounded, his arms seemed to be smoking. Ah, crap. I guess I overdid it. The man muttered to himself, rubbing one hand on the back of his head and using the other to pat the dust on his outfit. After a few brief seconds, he turned to Izuku and began to walk a few feet of distance between them, waving his hand in the air. "Hey, kid, you alright?" Izuku was too shell-shocked to answer. He sat there, only incomprehensible blubbering coming out of his mouth. When the man got into arm's reach of Izuku, he grabbed his arm and pulled him to his feet. "Jeez, that thing didn't melt your brain, did it?" No. Was the reply Izuku was able to force out. How did you do that?" Izuku's mind was back at the functioning level, but still incredibly confused. This regular-looking guy had never seen or heard of before appeared out of nowhere, and he turned a monster, who had also appeared out of nowhere into tiny giblets. Huh? Well, The man made a slow punching movement in the air. Izuku reflexively flinched. Ah, sorry. All I did was punch it. A new feeling was added to complement Izuku's confusion. An incredible feeling of inferiority. This guy just had to punch a monster and it exploded. Izuku had landed a pretty impressive punch on the robot, sure, but it didn't exactly explode, and took everything he had. This guy hadn't even broken a set. Izuku realized that, in that moment, the universe was rubbing an undeniable fact in his face again. That he couldn't be a true hero, not while everyone else was so much stronger than him. "Hey kid, why are you crying?" Izuku realized that, while he was thinking, he unconsciously held his head down. Tears began to roll down his face. Was it something I said? When Izuku looked up, he saw the man had a concerned look on his face, although Izuku would consider a pitiful look more than anything. So he wiped the tears from his face, trying to look a bit less pathetic. "Well, it's just that..." Izuku knew letting all of his emotions pour out into this random stranger probably wasn't a good idea. But he needed some sort of outlet for everything that he was feeling. "It just seems like Every day I'm reminded again and again that I can't be a real hero. Izuku felt himself getting incredibly choked up, but he kept going. I kept lying to myself, saying that as long as I worked hard, I could do it. I could stand in the same league as guys as you. But this isn't true. I'm as powerful as I'm ever going to be. I couldn't even get into UA. Izuku collapsed onto his hands and knees, while the cape man stood there, expression unchanging. I spent all that time. I did everything I possibly could, but it just amounted to nothing. I could never be a hero. I just keep getting that fact shoved in my face over and over again. Kid, what's your name? Bald man across his arms. Uh, Izuku managed to raise himself in a crouching position. He used one of his arms to wipe his face. It's Izuku. Izuku Midoriya. Izuku, why do you want to be a hero? Izuku's head perked up, looking towards the man's face. The man's expression was stoic. His eyes pointed towards the horizon, not meeting Izuku's gaze. Well, that's because... Several answers wanted to range through Izuku's head. He wanted to be a hero so he could be famous. Wanted to be a hero for money. Wanted to be a hero just like all his idols. But one answer rang clearer and truer than the others. One that truly expressed how he felt. I want to be a hero, so I can protect people, the Keith man smirked. Congratulations. You passed the test. What? A test? Considering Izuku thought he failed a hero-related test, passing one felt good. He didn't know he was being tested in the first place. The test of whether you or not could be a hero, Izuku Midoriya. You passed. The man finally returned to Izuku's gaze. The look in his eyes was not uncaring. Stoic one Izuku had seen earlier. It was one of determination, even heroism. You see, Izuku, being a hero isn't about flashing super moves, or your place on the popularity polls, or your test scores. Being a hero is about upholding justice, fighting against evil and protecting people. Not for fame, glory, or fortune, but because it's the right thing to do. Izuku could feel several emotions swell up in his heart. The same emotions he felt when All Might had told him all those months ago he could be a hero. Hell, you threw yourself face first at a monster just to protect some guy you never met before. I say you're already more of a hero than most of the people I work with. Izuku didn't know what to say. No, couldn't say anything. He's far too choked up. His brain far too much of a mess for him to be able to. As he tried to figure out what to say to the caked Baldy, the man walked about 10 feet away from Izuku, began doing stretches of his legs. Well, I gotta get going now. I'm rooting for you, kid. This is the man looked like he was about to leap away. Izuku called out, Leap! The man turned towards Izuku, looking a bit surprised. Your name! What's your name? My name? The man smirked again. Nah, doesn't matter. What? After all, the man threw a goodbye gesture towards Izuku. I'm just a guy who's a hero for fun. Before Izuku could get another word in, the man had vanished. A small crater appeared before where he once stood. Once Izuku realized the man was gone, he looked around, but was unable to find him. In less than a second, the man had completely disappeared. Izuku spent a few moments to contemplate everything that had just happened, before gathering his composure, closing his bag tight, and resuming his walk back home. The hole the man created in the building behind the monster was 20 feet in diameter. The hole punched through the entire building was just about 40 feet in width. Additionally, the hole was created not by a punch, by a wind current created by punching through the dinosaur beast. Monstrous strength needed to create a blast would be Izuku! All Might's Detroit Smash managed to create a tornado with enough power to create a rainstorm over the entire city. All Might put most of his strength into that one punch. However, the man I encountered didn't even seem to break a sweat due to that punch, which indicates very little, if any, stress on his body. Additionally, his strange straight outwards, instead of the acute angle he aimed at, it's likely that punches could create a tornado with enough power to cause a thunderstorm over the entire country of Japan. Taking all that account, Izuku! The crater created the ground means that the man lived was 8 feet in diameter. The average 6-foot adult male has a shoulder length of about 18 to 19 inches, which means that it created power 4 times with his breath. One jump Beyond that, he also managed to cover enough distance in about a point each second, unable to be seen by the naked eye. With all that in mind, Izuku! Huh? Hey, are you alright? Izuku realized his mom had been calling out to him while he had been pondering the true strength of the man he had carried for 100th time that week. Why are you smiling at the fists? Oh, sorry. I'm fine. Saitama set down his bag of groceries on the floor as he walked through the door to his apartment. He wiped his head. It took a lot of running around to find his way back to City Z, especially since City Z didn't even seem to exist in the place he ended up. Fortunately, through various shenanigans, he had eventually managed to find his way back to the place he called home. The other man, who had called this place home, Genos, peeked his head out from the living room. Glancing in the doorway, he immediately perked up when he saw Saitama. He rushed over, bowing to his mentor.
Saitama-sensei, where were you these past 3 days?
Sorry, Genos. I really got turned around while I was following you. Genos raised himself, making eye contact with Sensei.
Well, it's no matter. We managed to take down the threat without any casualties. Did you encounter anything while you were gone?
Huh? Saitama scratched his chin. Nah, not really.
Saitama-sensei, you're smiling.
Well, I did meet this one kid. Awesome, Vic. I mean it. I really do love this story. Mainly because I love Izuku Midoriya that much. I love his character arc throughout the story, and I can still see that him getting suffering through a loss like this. He would need to pick me up. And Saitama's just the one to bring it. Saitama's perfectly in character, too. Calm, rational, very helpful. I always loved Saitama's way of thinking. He's not a hero for fame or glory, but because it's the right thing to do. Plus, it's fun. I love that guy. So, hey, why not a great combination between the two? Heartwarming, makes you smile, and also gives you a good chance to enjoy both characters. All in all, a really nice crossover. That was one down, thousands more to go. See you next time.